Biar kamal take a misha gor gwasame ka social media media dung South Sudan. Kani the idea gore jeno bay alarmana and shikanat ke men chanon kon gwasame. Kani the idea of one nation and one people is a destruction of our reality. As a South Sudanese, we must be honest with ourselves and admit that we have not yet become a nation. For South Sudan to truly become a unified nation, the tribe must be willing to change or let go of their tribal allegiances. We must come together as a citizen without discrimination toward any tribe to build a united country for ourselves and future generation. This is the only way we can prevent the complete disintegration of our country. Gwazame mishi ya lingmanan idea ko ba we edor kel ki ka kon kel wa e kach chi talk idea kwa use ni ja but charge implement ki charge la tel action makan ka kwide and we one nation one people charlotte for very long time and yet still chi South Sudan che begwa kel cha ko a kon chi kai ni shi ka kach ke kon chi dan ler ma kach chana gorje no ban to bana la South Sudan kana ne country mi mi shiro da mara la kel ngode ken ya nation me lakel ngode tina dark lani kana ni integrate ke ken karule na mat gwaskel kwalaro yen ne real kon la citizen ni rai wecha ka South Sudan o sharun keliu mishalat ko bi South Sudan bala wish magwa ke bala kel atu ka kanetin kon tin la kwar tentanial wonne pin gwasamo wa fanken ken dia la kamat karodian ala ramila former president Woodrow Wilson ka United States te green mishalar wa ke spin mishetop ba kun ka to kwai gwadame. Okay, former president Woodrow Wilson of the United States once said during a speech to thousands of immigrants who became American citizens in 1915. He said that you cannot dedicate yourself to America unless you fully embrace being an American in every aspect of your life. You cannot truly become an American if you only think of yourself or your own group. America is not made up of separate groups. A person who identifies solely with a particular national group has not yet become an American. Rami choro den wo en ngak shitka doran dana shaladin wudame. Michoro den wo jina jin war jina jin dinka jina jin sholo jina jin equatoria. Ajani che jin randoro mo minyono melara jeno so Sudan te de choro no jin wa choro no jin jang jin dinka jin equatoria actually ke choro do choro do more we ka so Sudan jani jin pointu ken road ger minyodo en which ngoda daglani en idea me mishaleto e ka kon kel e ka kon itikel ki ka kon dor kel wa so Sudan ka jeno da kach ken ben waskel bitam dien be bene be kala mat mo wo dor ke citizen dia la kontre we ka South Sudan je we chen konre we ka South Sudan mo ko ben kel kan dias gwaskel abu ko mat be jar jal kel ka char kel wa jen gwada dan en bi South Sudan be mal ka je ba ko ngaji no jen e one nation ka one people but ke tame ngore te daglane charoje mo chaja gor ka I radio ke message mi chatup ka ta ye da ne shi rek chi ka to ga je to ga ne ka 2013 ne da ne shi na chi ka liu ga je me na ka na ka je na ka nuor ba ja kwen gwa se me nyok ka mi sha gor ka radio ba ja kwen ka to ka wa ne again the events of 2013 serve as a clear example that we are not yet one nation and one people. The massacre of the Nuer ethnic group in Juba, carried out as a result of political disagreement within the ruling SPLM party, which then turned into a tribal conflict, demonstrates the importance of tribal identities to certain groups in South Sudan. This is why people were killed simply because they belonged to a different ethnic or a clan group in Juba in 2013 and in Malakal in 2014. There was a chance for South Sudan to thrive after gaining independence in 2011, but this opportunity was squandered. If there had been a true national leaders, we could have avoided the current senseless war. Unfortunately, President Kiir's dictatorial tendencies led South Sudan into the conflict driven by his own ego and hunger for power. Today, many citizens who once supported the spelling party have abandoned it, viewing it as the root of evil that has caused the deaths of thousands in the senseless war initiated by President Kiir in 2013. This is a clear illustration of how tribal politics has played a significant role in the current conflict in South Sudan, as President Kiir himself is a tribal leader. After Kiir seized power in 2005, following Dr. John Garang's tragic death, he created tribals and identity politics to divide the people of South Sudan along ethnic lines. Kiir used his presidential authority and the presidential guard to massacre thousands of Nuer ethnic group members in Juba. Similarly, the SPLMIU and its army wing, the Nuer Army, committed similar crime in Malakal, Bor, Bantu, and other places targeting non-Nuer ethnic groups. And instead of peaceful relinquishing power and allowing for a peaceful transition, Kiir is attempting to create another war by appointing Bolmel as acting president of South Sudan while he is absent for medical treatments. There is then standoff between former NSS General Akol Kor and President Kiir force resulted in the deaths of many innocent people on both sides. In my honest opinion, South Sudan political leaders and the country parliament have failed and betrayed the people of South Sudan by allowing Kiir to violate the transitional constitution of the National Unity Government of 2011. Since 2013, Kiir has been ruling South Sudan through presidential decrees disregarding the constitution. This has led to the current situation where the people suffer from economic hardship and most civil servants have not received their salaries for the past 8 months. Meanwhile, Kiir and his inner circles have spent millions of dollars building his loyalists, millions of dollars bribing his loyalists, further exacerbating the suffering of the people. Those who were high-ranking members of the spelling party during the 2013 war should be barred from occupying any public office due to the party associated with evil. The SPLM leadership led by President Kiir is responsible for the destruction of South Sudan and the deaths of hundreds of thousands of its citizens. We perish in a pointless war stemming from a power struggle within the party. I honestly believe that peace in South Sudan is unlikely while President Kiir remains in power, as he lacks the political will to uphold the peace agreement he has signed with opposition groups. Many South Sudanese intellectuals feel frustrated, economically humiliated, and politically marginalized by President Kiir inner circles, who exploit opportunities to exclude them from participating in the country affairs. Kiir's perception of being above the law in South Sudan has led him to violate the constitution, seemingly unconcerned about the repercussions. President Kiir is a tribal leader who prioritizes his own power. Wealthy, exhibiting authoritarian tendencies, Kiir could essentially ignore the transitional constitution because the South Sudanese parliament and political leaders are too corrupt to legally challenge him. My question to all South Sudanese scholars and intellectuals is, how can we foster collective and unify identity among the 64 tribes of South Sudan? In the United States of America, for instance, immigrant communities from diverse backgrounds have assimilated into the broader American identity. Why can South Sudanese from all 64 tribes not unite under a common South Sudanese identity? And Rajala Magwasa me Raj Mishagor ka radio tamazu kata and latka jengo opinion jen ke chare no the idea of one nation, one people is a distortion of our reality. Milono she talk and latka jengo ekume South Sudan kia South Sudan dialect kel okay no more she talk no more kwa use ni je shit me sure lat me dan keron kin dar wel jok me liuna loroba chana mo chaja kwen tin kon median and content chicken lat ko la shar kon en chagor ta dana dong kwa na mislet ke jengo de South Sudan ya kel South Sudan chekel ramagor ne me author Michelle Joseph Oto. Ram is activist and critic of the South Sudan government. Awadi jeka michelele jwothab@yahoo.com. Joseph@yahoo.com. jwothab@yahoo.com. Bi gorno jin bi Richard mi jaramdong goro bi mancha gor bin binen bi kwen. Shika mancha kwen ka to English ka chatana cha jawana met so gorno bi manan leror bi ngat. ala South Sudan ngura kana shongala kel ngura te daglani changa ba chongala kel nene be which South Sudan bagwa man kwala gor gwas men sianen attack ke ron kindar wal jogo dane ci koyo to goje ka pai wero shine to wan ci liko sha jenen ro sha kir kana ne gari konde kel sha ga gwanyo shi gun warnak sha waya mi ba sha nyo mu gwange jen go shi kan dur ko kini gan ganak ne me ta danan shi kana ya swinga jam ka tok te South Sudan ngote daglane jet power struggle shirgamen shaling shuina ni shang telemu go amalat ke anamo ke liu sha we sharko lar kene one nation one people that is wrong totally wrong kala dana shalat ke ja ajen opinion na no ya men sha no comedian content right ke kwisa Sudan gori jano bi ngache lar email ki wer ka radio tamazuch biojek aki wer ka I radio ko bi arwander bi ko LinkedIn kon wero kon ka pai wero shanga waldi ka pai shang waldi kan shang wakel ka pai wero dan shang edane shi yen wero shajabat ka jara which ka sa Sudan melakona team ki la korona nyudo me de konte ka matirik mi chit kana me chede to me da na tel mat ka missionar mat chilia di de dan chede to an ban yo je gumra dien biate ka mal ani bye bye